Picture this. You walk through the door after a killer shift at work, toss your keys on the counter, and just collapse onto the sofa. Not even 2 seconds later, you feel that soft nudge against your shin. Your cat is weaving through your legs, giving you that little headbutt we all find so incredibly moving, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, how sweet, they actually missed me, they really love me. I hate to be the buzzkill while we're sitting here having a virtual coffee, but as someone who's spent years decoding the behavior of these fascinating little carnivores, I've got to give you a reality check. That wasn't a kiss, that was an inventory check. In the feline world, there's a concept we humans love to mistake for romance, but in reality, it's a mix of cold-blooded biology and evolutionary survival. We have this deep-seated need to anthropomorphize our pets, but when we take off those rose-colored glasses, we're looking into the eyes of a high-efficiency predator whose social structure works nothing like the Disney movies we grew up on. The first thing on our list is that headbutt, or what scientists call bunting. You think it's a face hug, but biologically speaking, your cat is just marking you as their personal property. Cats have these specialized scent glands on their temples, around their mouths, and at the base of their tails. When they rub their face on you, they're transferring pheromones onto your skin. The goal here isn't to express affection, it's to coat you in their group scent. In the wild, this is a crucial territorial instinct. A shared smell signals safety within the colony. When they mark you, they're basically saying, this giant, clumsy can opener belongs to my inventory and needs to smell like me so other predators know this spot is taken. It's an act of possession, not a declaration of love. To them, you're essentially a piece of walking furniture with a built-in heating element that needs to be regularly re-signed. Then there's the legendary slow blink. You're having a moment at the kitchen table, your cat looks at you, and cue the romantic violins, they slowly close their eyes. You're melting, right? You're thinking, oh my God, Mittens is sending me a psychic I love you text. Well, back it up, because in the world of apex predators, that's not a kiss. It's a high-stakes diplomatic memo. To a cat, direct eye contact is the visual equivalent of saying, square up, bro. It's a challenge, a declaration of war. So when they blink, they're basically saying, listen, I've crunched the numbers and I've decided you're probably not going to murder me in the next 30 seconds. So I'm going to briefly lower my shields to save some battery life. It's a tactical ceasefire, not a Valentine. They're just confirming that the weird, giant, hairless ape is currently in a non-aggressive mood. It's less I love you and more threat level, low. Proceeding with scheduled loafing, let's get real about the one that almost brings us to tears at night. Your cat sleeping on your face, or at least glued to your side. We interpret that as a need for closeness and security. In reality, it's pure, unadulterated selfishness paired with a strategic safety analysis. Your body heat is a high-value resource. Since a cat's normal body temperature is higher than ours, they have to constantly burn energy to maintain that heat. You are, quite simply, the most efficient and cost-effective space heater in the house. Plus is about vigilance during sleep. In nature, sleeping is the most dangerous moment of the day. By positioning themselves on you, they're using you as an early warning system. If you move, they wake up. It's a pack instinct designed to increase their own survival odds by piggybacking on a larger organism. The fact that you can barely breathe under their weight is totally irrelevant to them as long as their paws stay toasty. Maybe you've had that very specific, slightly traumatizing experience on a totally chill Sunday morning. You're shuffling into the kitchen, half asleep, just trying to get to the coffee maker, and you step barefoot on something that feels suspiciously like a cold, damp, and slightly mangled field mouse. In that split second, despite the gross-out factor, your heart might actually swell with a little bit of pride. You think to yourself, oh my God, they were thinking of me. They're bringing me an offering, a sign of their boundless loyalty, almost like a medieval knight presenting the spoils of war to their queen. I hate to break it to you, but that romantic interpretation is about as far from biological reality as a house cat is from a vegan lifestyle. If we look at the behavioral biology of felines, it becomes clear very quickly that this little souvenir isn't a gift. It's a care package for an absolutely pathetic roommate. In the evolutionary hierarchy of cats, there is a very structured system for hunting education. Mother cats bring prey home to their kittens in different stages. First, the prey is dead, so the little ones can learn how to eat it. Later, they bring back live but injured animals so the offspring can practice the killing bite without the prey escaping too fast. So when your cat drops a dead animal on your welcome mat, in their eyes, that is the bottom tier of basic pedagogical training. It's hunting 101 for beginners, lesson 1. They watch you walk around the house all day, they see you loudly bumping into door frames, they watch you stomp through the hallway with zero camouflage, and they notice you have absolutely no instinct for the scratching sounds coming from inside the walls. To your cat, you are essentially a giant, clumsy surprise egg on 2 legs who would starve to death within a week without their help. The whole thing is actually an act of social pity. In a cat colony, the successful hunters share their catch with members who are physically or mentally incapable of providing for themselves, the sick, the elderly, or the completely incompetent kittens. Since you never show up as a real hunter in their eyes, an archaic switch flips in their brain. They see you lugging home crinkly plastic bags from the grocery store or pulling things out of the fridge that don't smell like an honest kill to them. In their world, a yogurt cup isn't prey, it's a bizarre artifact of your failure. That dead mouse isn't a tribute to your role as a pack leader because cats don't even have a pack concept like dogs do. It's more like a desperate humanitarian aid mission. They look at you while you drink your coffee and think, "Here, you poor lunatic, eat something decent before you pass out from hunger on the sofa." It's an instinctive reaction to your perceived uselessness as a predator, wrapped up in a bloody little bundle of fur. And then we have the ultimate scam, the fluffy belly reveal. You're walking by, and suddenly your cat floofsplodes onto its back. It's like they've turned into a fuzzy cloud of marshmallow dreams. Every fiber of your being is screaming, "Rub the belly." It's the forbidden fruit of the animal kingdom. It's a trap that Admiral Akbar would have warned you about. But you do it anyway, and bam! Your hand is now being processed by a 4-legged wood chipper. Here's the psychological kicker. Showing the belly isn't an invite for a spa day, it's a power move. In the feline world, this is a combat stance. By lying on their back, they're unlocking their full arsenal. They've got all 4 sets of retractable steak knives pointed at the ceiling, ready to disembowel anything that misinterprets the vibe. They aren't saying, "I trust you with my life." They're saying, "I'm so lethal, I can literally expose my vitals and still turn your forearm into pulled pork if you touch me." It's a demonstration of absolute martial arts dominance, and we're just the suckers who keep falling for the bait. Now I want you to lean in for a second because this is where things get really interesting. Imagine if all these behaviors just stopped tomorrow. No more headbutts, no more blinking, no more concerned deliveries of half-eaten birds. That is the moment you should actually be worried. In animal psychology, we know that cats are absolute masters at hiding pain and discomfort. If a cat stops marking you as part of their territory or gives up on their educational hunts, it's often a massive red flag. The absence of these supposed signs of love, which are actually biological necessities, usually means the animal is under extreme stress or dealing with a serious illness. When they stop maintaining their social and territorial rituals, it means they no longer have the energy to keep up appearances. It's the silence before the storm that tells us more about the cat's health than any loud purr ever could. At the end of the day, we have to accept that we're living with tiny, furry aliens who speak a completely different emotional language than we do. Just because their actions aren't based on romantic love doesn't make the relationship any less valuable. It's a form of functional respect and deep, instinctive trust. We are their resource managers, their heat sources, and their hunt challenge students. And maybe that kind of honest, biological connection is actually way more impressive than the humanized love we try to project onto them. It's a partnership between 2 totally different species who have agreed to share the same space as long as the perks keep coming. So next time you get that headbutt, just smile and be glad you've been officially certified as a high-quality piece of furniture for another day. Good night to you and your furry friend.